The entire Fortnitemares 2025 lineup has officially been leaked, from fan favourite collabs we've wanted for years confirmed, all the way to survey skins and which ones in particular are going to be making an appearance which look absolutely crazy, which we have an early showcase of some of those for. Not to mention how this ties into the next season of OG once Revan sinks into Loot Lake and turns it entirely red and raises the island into its floating form, on top of some other surprise collaborations, loot pool changes, and honestly just so much more. Stop, don't forget before you pick anything up from the shop to slap code FM1 in there, being one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter, literally 3 digits long. Means the world to me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug, so much so that we want to give back to you guys inside the FM1 Squad Discord, where we give away 1000 V-Bucks literally most days to code FM1 users. We're one of very few YouTubers that give back to their community in this manner, so I don't get why you wouldn't want to be part of it. And whilst you absorb these leaks, don't forget to not miss out on any others by subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, as it puts a giant smile on my face. Diving straight into it all, the first and most important thing to note of is that this Fortnitemares update is one of the 2 final ones, either on October 3rd or October 14th, which the next one, October 3rd, would be 37.40 or October 14th, 37.50. Last year, Fortnitemares for 2024 started on October 12th, a Saturday to be exact, which makes me believe in that sense that it might be October 14th, you know, the final update of this season, but due to the recent decline in player count of Fortnite that I'm sure we've all noticed, as everybody's making Fortnite is dying videos, it really wouldn't surprise me if they want to bring this update forward, as they'll have been working on it for quite some time now, with all of these collaborations leaked, which we're about to mention in just a second, that's going to blow your mind. Just before we do though, another reason for why Fortnitemares may be arriving, or I personally believe anyways, on October 3rd is because OG Season 5 ends this day. And speaking of OG Season 5, today when you're watching this video potentially, or late the 27th when I'm recording, the red cube will be melting into Loot Lake on this date, so obviously we're going to be seeing, you know, the bouncy red lake instead of Thanos Lake like we initially had in Chapter 1 Season 6, and speaking of Chapter 1 Season 6, of course, with this being the next season of OG on October 3rd, this pretty much released around the same time of Halloween or Fortnitemares being integrated into the Battle Pass skins being Halloween costumes and such as Giddy Up. According to data miners, the Fortnite OG Season 6 pass is going to be made up of a remix of Dire, Calamity, and DJ Yonder, which if you didn't know from the original Chapter 1 Season 6 are these 3 skins all next to each other in the original Chapter 1 Season 6 key arts. Just like the original Chapter 1 Season 6, of course, we're going to be seeing in the Season 6 OG trailer this cube underneath the Loot Lake Island, making it float, but obviously red this time instead of purple once again. Another thing about Chapter 1 Season 6 before we move on to the upcoming Fortnitemares for 2025 across Battle Royale and the entire event is the fact that it introduced pets for the first time. Why is this important? Well, it means it's perfect time with this update releasing 37.40 and OG Chapter 1 Season 6, where pets were initially introduced, to convert them then into the companion category, as we not only know all of the companions so far, which are on screen right now, but we have a petting animation which looks like this, and we also know that the companions will only be visible to us following us around and our squad members, but not the enemies, so don't worry about them giving away your position. But this is potentially what they could look like after the update in locker, instead of being on our back only, like actually on the ground as if they're following us around or about to. First of all, from moving on to Fortnitemares, the main event in Battle Royale, apparently according to Hypex there's no FNAF collab this Fortnitemares. Many people thought this would be the perfect time for a FNAF collaboration to come to Fortnite, but hear me out, this is not the case. I actually posted about this. Hypex confirmed no FNAF collab for this Fortnitemares, meaning 2025, but there's still hope. Chapter 7 drops on December 1st, just days before the FNAF 2 movie, December 5th, perfect timing for a crossover or even a Battle Pass tie-in. Not only could they have been saving this collaboration for the release of the second movie, which will be incredibly hype, and usually they make sense of these collabs Fortnite for something happening like in the real world or something releasing around a franchise at the same time of appearing in game, and based off the amount of collabs that have literally just poured out right now and are still continuing to pour out, of course they'll have wanted to save something for the end of the year in terms of a huge collab. First of all, it was revealed as early as August 7th that Ghostface will be making an appearance, and these are the mythic details that will be obviously coming with him as an outfit and ability in game. Includes a jump scare mechanic, pulse effect while stalking enemies, has primary and secondary ability, and plays can be slowed while using it. Here's what the Ghostface skin, outfit, or even boss in-game or NPC could look like, just as an overall Fortnite outfit from pulling a model of Ghostface into locker early. The same goes for Jason Voorhees. He's coming this Halloween and will have this as a medallion that's already been found in the files, like a low quality version, you know, for the HUD in-game anyways, once you've actually picked it up and you can see it in your inventory. And then this is also a HD look of the medallion, how it will look once it's dropped by Jason, I'm guessing again as a mythic boss after eliminating him. Even with just those two characters, right, Jason and Ghostface, first face, it would already make for an incredibly crazy Fortnitemares. But there's even more. The first of many, or the main collaboration that literally just poured out in the last 24 hours, is K-pop Demon Hunters, the main Halloween collab. It's also not just skins, apparently it's stacked according to Dataminers. Honestly, by the leaks already, it seems Fortnite are going to be hitting the heights of what they did last year on the Chapter 5 island, and hopefully the map changes and eerie feel of Halloween can spread all across it, and it seems this probably might be the case anyways, as we already have our first look at the Fortnitemares map changes, with the giant wolf statue and storm or clouding around it turning a kind of spooky evil red. An obvious skin that already has a Halloween variant, which is actually for my locker bundle. Hopefully this is returning for Fortnitemares Peelybone. Is Peely getting another skin coming this Halloween according to Dataminers, which then was actually found in the files but only the Lego form for now. And as you can see, this is kind of like an X-ray Peely, so we can actually see the banana but then the skeletal structure inside. As you can see in today's thumbnail, we have him stood in what I believe the Fortnitemares lobby to look like, or something like this, which was made by a designer called X-Tag, which he posted the full actual model for. He did an incredibly good job literally making this in like 24 hours. Before we continue with the collaborations, however, some of the best survey skins are actually upcoming for this year's Fortnitemares. I can't believe it. First of all, this pig kind of butcher or blacksmith looking character right here, which my thumbnail designer actually managed to make as a model and pull into locker early, in case you were wondering what that might look like once it comes to the game. This definitely throws me back to last year, where we got introduced to Leatherface for the first time, and hopefully there's a style to actually remove the pig mask as well. Honestly, kind of reminds me of last year with Billy the Puppet being added as well, as some of the characters on Jigsaw's side, you know, getting the players or recruiting them to play the games, kidnaps people wearing a pig mask. Another skin confirmed for this year's Fortnitemares to go with the furry vibe like Dire in the Chapter 1 Season 6 OG pass is this female furry or wolf looking outfit. We also have what I consider to be the best looking variant of Marigold, the female version of Midas yet. In this version right here, honestly the colours, the gold, black and red just make this thing pop, especially like how they're spread out throughout the character. We also have this upcoming skin, which is likely for Fortnitemares, instead of the Norse theme season that we're expecting for Chapter 7 Season 2. On top of that, despite us seeing a Black Knight remix in the Chapter 1 Season 2 OG pass, which honestly doesn't seem that long ago, we're getting a crazy Black Knight Halloween themed skin remix. As you can see, the top half of the body is connected to the bottom half as some kind of creature with a mouth. A skin that makes more sense that we thought might have been in the Chapter 6 Season 4 Battle Pass, you know, when Shock and Awesome got leaked to be a bug infestation or invasion theme. Considering this Mothman character is basically a giant bug, it's been confirmed now since he isn't in the Battle Pass, he still will be releasing during the duration of this bug infestation theme season for Fortnitemares this Halloween though. Perhaps the craziest collaboration that honestly Fortnite could actually put into their game, considering most people think of it as like a kids game and stuff like that, is Fortnite x Terrifier, Art the Clown, coming this Halloween. Now, this by far is literally the most gruesome and gory horror film, or film should I say, as there's 3 currently and number 4 is in the works when I'm recording this video. Either way, this is what Art the Clown looks like pulled into locker as a model. Obviously his official Fortnite version hasn't been leaked yet, but this is what we can expect of the character in case you didn't know who Art the Clown was. Referring back to the first image of the map changes that we showed, however, with the red sky and the red glowing eyes of the giant wolf statue, the Raging Reaper made a very good point. It appears that the Spirit Realm will be taking over Aninoshima, the name of the Chapter 6 island, for Fortnitemares 2025. This could mean that the Dark Presence is launching a second stage of the bug invasion. This makes a lot of sense considering we're going to have to find out not only what or who the Dark Presence actually is, as we only have just over a month left of this chapter before we go to the Simpsons season, which is not on the Chapter 6 island, but as included in the image comparisons of the post, as you can see, this red coming from the Spirit Realm is the same red which seems to be taking over the Fortnite Battle Royale island for Chapter 6 Season 4. Of course, our traditional Fortnitemares loot pool will be returning alongside these map changes, such as the brooms, where we can actually activate them to traverse and glide around the island quicker. The iconic pumpkin launch is introduced in the very first Fortnitemares, shown in this trailer showing off the Ghoul Trooper and Skull Trooper for the first time, which will be returning to the Fortnite item shop by the way. And speaking of pumpkins, of course we have this confirmed Fortnitemares skin right here, which is basically a remix version of like Lynx the cat and also the School Trooper, but also with a pumpkin head. I definitely think this was a really cool and clean, unique design. Maybe there's a selectable style to take the pumpkin off the head, as recently they've been working on 2 more upcoming cosmetic types apparently, and these are speculated to be accessories like hats and jackets maybe. The hats obviously could be like these masks such as the Cuddle Team Leader head that we can apply to our character or maybe take off, and also particles that are maybe similar to the festival auras. With all of this stuff pouring out, Hypex basically just included in one image the entire Fortnite Halloween lineup so far, and he can confirm all of these. Despite all of these ones that we've already talked about and mentioned, of course we have Doja Cat upcoming as a collaboration where she will be receiving an icon skin as confirmed in this clip right here.
I have some interesting things happening in the future. I'm excited because, I mean, speaking of games, I love Fortnite. I'm one of the few to get a skin who actually plays it.
On top of that, we have Scooby-Doo, which, yes, will not only be coming with some of the iconic characters like Shaggy, and I'm guessing Scooby-Doo as a companion, but also the Mystery Machine as a vehicle. And last but not least, on the image out of everything included on here that we haven't mentioned yet, is Reaper as a collaboration as well. Maybe these little bean-looking guys are Batbling companions also, as the size, structure, and stature of these wouldn't make sense to have them as outfits, simply another cosmetic type, and if in this 37.40 update it is the Fortnitemares one, and we're getting companions as well, it's perfect timing. Another collaboration that's also just poured out when I'm recording this video that I've had to edit back in to add is Fortnite x Poppy Playtime this Halloween, where I'm guessing we're going to be getting this character as an outfit. Drop a like if you're hyped and subscribe for more with all notifications turned on so you don't miss any future uploads, but don't forget I'm an Epic partner, so enter code FM1 now. Literally 3 digits inside the shop, takes 2 seconds. Means the world to my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug, a mascot of the channel as well by the way, and don't forget about the FM1 Squad Discord server where, from following all the rules, you could get 1,000 V-Bucks for simply being a Code FM1 supporter, showing entered proof in the Code FM1 proof channel and following the other giveaway rules. In terms of other videos, click either of these 2 YouTubes recommended on screen, it's a good suggestion, whilst you wait for the next upload I do publish here on the channel.